Hey there, welcome back. It's your boy Courtney. I wanted to make an official video of how to administer your testosterone. I know that I've made a couple injection videos, but I wanted to make an official injection video. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to show you is my setup, the way that I set it up. So hold on here. Alright, so we got the testosterone. Here's the box. Got the two needles, which is a draw-up needle and the needle that you take the shot with. I got a diabetic syringe because it's just what I ordered, a Band-Aid, and 3 alcohol pads. I use one to wipe this, one to wipe my arm before the injection, and one after because I put it on the injection spot until I get the Band-Aid secured. Okay. Sorry about the shakiness of the camera. Alright. So the first thing that, and I'm in my binder because I have a button-up shirt and I didn't want it to get in the way. So I just went ahead and took it off. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your testosterone bottle, and you have to do this every single time because you do not want to introduce bacteria at all. You don't want any complications. So you're going to take this and you're going to wipe the lid. That's going to be the first thing. I just simply leave it on there like that until I get my other stuff set up. So what I do is I take the syringe and I open it like that and I set it down until I get the other one open. Needle. So I open that up like that, same way. And then I take this out, discard of the paper, and that's going to be my draw up, okay? So I go ahead and I get this off. Now this is tricky and I've poked myself before, so without unscrewing it, you just kind of wiggle it and pull up. And there you go. And then I just kind of leave it off center here like this so I can just pull it off easily. And then I set it down. I get my Band-Aid. Get my Band-Aid open. So I'm ready for that to go on. And then I just open one side like this. So when I go to put it on my skin, I don't have to move around a whole lot. And I just set it down on the paper, just to show you what I'm doing here. I just set it down on the paper. So when I grab it, it's easy access. So I'm gonna give it to myself in this arm here today, because the last time I gave it in my other arm, which was a week ago today, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna find my muscle where I wanna give it to. So I'm just put my arm down like this, and I'm gonna pinch. I'm gonna give it right here today. Sometimes I give it here and it doesn't bleed, it doesn't hurt or anything, but I'm gonna give it here today. Somewhere in here. I'm gonna pinch it a little bit to loosen it up. And then I'm gonna just take this alcohol pad and I'm gonna wipe all in the area that's possible, just to clean it. And I'm gonna let that dry because I've given myself the shot while it's wet and it stings. Alright, so the next step is going to be the draw up, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and set it up here for you so we can do that. So we got our bottle, our testosterone, with the thing still on it. I'm gonna let that dry just a little bit. I'm gonna set up the needle. So the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna find your amount and you're gonna pull the stopper here all the way down where you're gonna have it. Okay, so that's going to push air into the vial so it's easier to get it out of the vial. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So I'm gonna remove the top. I'm gonna set the top down because when I'm done with this needle, I'm gonna stick it in so it doesn't re-poke me or fall to the ground without a lid. So I put it in like this. And then I release that air in there, and then I flip it upside down. And then I bring the needle down like this, so there's no air. And then I find my area I want to pull it to, and I start to pull the stopper. And it's slowly going in there if you see it. And then, as you know, if it's a low bottle, because this is already a used bottle, so it's got less doses in it, you're just gonna adjust the needle as needed. And I'm just gonna get it down to where I need it, which is a 0.25 for me. And then I'm going to go ahead and measure that back out now. So I don't quite have enough right now, so let me just go ahead and pull more in. Okay, so it's reading a little bit above the 0.25, so I'm just going to try to get it a little bit closer. Okay, so that's really good. I have a really good reading. So yeah. All right. So I'm gonna turn it upside down. I pull the plunger down so none of it goes back in since I already have it measured. Turn it sideways and pull it out like that. I'm done with this now. There's still a little bit in there, but I'm just gonna stick it to the side. What I'm doing is I'm tapping this to get the bubbles to the top, because I'm gonna take this plastic here and I'm gonna top it, and I'm gonna lay it down. Open up my new needle that I'm gonna inject with. And I apologize for any background noise. My cats like to be around me, and they play a lot. And they eat, and they use the litter box, and they do all that stuff while I'm videoing, along with my dog as well. So I'm just gonna take this off, and I'm gonna set it aside because I'm gonna dispose of that in my sharp box. And I'm going to put the second needle on tightly, because you don't want that to come off while you're injecting. And same deal as the first one, excuse me. You're just gonna try to pull that. See, I almost stabbed myself. That's why I do not do that. Like, I try to wiggle it at first. So I'm just gonna leave it on there loose. And then I'm gonna square it up to my dose. And what I do is I just look where the little plunger top is and watch it go in, because I don't want to lose any in the needle. Like, I don't want to lose any out of the needle. I'm sorry, my hand's a little numb. Working in the restaurant business for 20 years, that'll do that. So it's going into the needle now. Oh, I lost some, and that never happens. I'm just a little nervous here with the video. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of the alcohol pad. I'm gonna grab the alcohol pad now and get that off. Okay, I'm gonna set that down. I'm just gonna, since I opened the alcohol pad, I'm gonna re-clean this too, because it's been a little minute. All right, so I'm gonna dry that a little bit. Okay, so this is the hardest part, in my opinion. This is the hardest part. Injecting yourself, your brain tells you, don't do it, don't do it. It took me forever, so let me adjust this here just to make sure we get it all in video. So I'm gonna take the needle. Let me just double check one more time. You don't want to inject any bubbles, but if you inject a small bubble, it's most likely not going to affect you in any type of way, but you want to try to get no bubbles at all because it's going into the muscle. For me, in my case, I do intramuscular injection. Every time. So I'm going to find the area that I want to inject it. And I'm going to push the needle in. It does not feel good, I'll tell you that. But it's not terrible. Then you're going to pull the syringe back just a little, just to make sure you're not in a vein. And if you don't see blood go in, you're just gonna compress the plunger. And it's thick, so it takes a minute. And this gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. Okay, it's time to come out. And I'm gonna take this and stick it there just for a second because I don't have any help. And I have to put the Band-Aid on, and sometimes the testosterone will come out of the muscle because it's contracting. So I don't want any to come out. I'm gonna hold it on there, make sure it's not bleeding. No blood came out when I pulled the needle out, so I'm pretty sure that there's not even any blood. So I'm gonna grab the Band-Aid. A little bit of blood, just a little dot where the needle went in. I'm gonna find it, stick that there, pull that little piece here, and there we go. The shot is done. And then I just, I'll hold it there for a minute. I'll rub it in just a little bit. There's mixed advice whether you should rub it or not. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, but that needle pinched a little bit, so I'm just gonna give it a little rub. All right, can you see? Easy peasy. So then I'm gonna take the needle, and as you can see, like, there's a little on the needle. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just rub it on my wrist or right here. It only matters if it goes inside of you for this type of testosterone, so it doesn't matter. I just feel like it does something, so I do it. And then this is gonna go in my sharp box as well. And that's it. I don't feel any effects from it for a couple hours, and then I feel like I had like a cup of coffee. Just me personally, not everybody feels like that. It gives me energy. I start to sweat on my legs, after about 2 hours, I start to feel, and it was a lot more prominent when I first started, but it would take like 2 days. Now that I take a shot every 7 days, I feel it the same day that I take the shot. I'm on 9 months, so I guess my body's more regulated to it or whatever. But I hope that helped some of you guys out there. I hope that it didn't make anybody too queasy. And as always, thank you for watching. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, go ahead and feel free to ask below. And I do get back to anybody who does contact me as soon as possible. Thanks again.